right, welcome back to another edition of Sling Paint Gaming. I'm Berto.
I'm Blake.
I'm Ryan.
Who the hell is back here behind us?
That's right.
Why is there a Hornet Squadron guy in the midst here?
But I'm a Hornet Squadron
This
guy.
is neutral ground.
But you're like a neutral Hornet Squadron
I'm
guy.
so niche. No, I'm not. Did you see that picture of me on the
Thought I'd come
Facebook
over here
page?
and try and talk some sense into you.
Okay.
Before
before the
bloodbath.
war comes out.
Did you see that picture of me on the Facebook page? I'm a palpit.
I know you're the Emperor. That's right. You're Emperor
Emperor
Blake.
Balake.
All right, so I got Ryan here, who's our what we call our scum extraordinaire. You guys seen him before. He's been on Sling Paint, but he's also on the Hornet Squadron Radio podcast. These are the same guys that we're going to be doing the Friday Night Flights with, and I'm getting ready for that.
Hey, we're on iTunes now, by the way.
And that's right. You guys are on iTunes. They are on iTunes. When you're on Sling Paint, it's they.
Yeah, they are.
There you go.
We are. We are. They are. I'm so confused.
All right. Are you lost?
I'm so lost.
All right, so we're going to be talking about the Play the Aggressor expansion pack. So it was another preview that came out for the TIE Aggressor
About a month ago,
and we're just getting to this now. There was a lot of things that happened.
Lots of stuff is happening.
Yeah, so
Lots of biological warfare.
Yes, this guy behind me,
This guy
who took actually first place
Hey,
at the store championship, 30 was it 30 people tournament?
31
person tournament in
KC.
was it Ready to Play Games
Ready
in
to Play.
South Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, right outside Columbia.
Yeah, and you took it, and then on the way home he coughed all over me, so I got sick, and I'm still have a touch of it. So if I cough my lungs out, you
I was
guys know
giving
why.
you the power.
I also got
The
sick.
power
For the store championship tomorrow, now you have the power
Hey.
to win.
Oh, really?
You gave me the power to win that charity tournament the next day.
See what I'm saying?
Okay, I see how it works. So tomorrow I should win, in other words?
Yeah, so just
Yeah,
take the flu
exactly.
to your store championship.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. All right, so let's pull this up. Let's talk about this because I know none of us here fly Imperials, but we fly against a lot of Imperials. And let me pull this up here, and let me bring this camera over.
We're accepting applications for Imperial players.
Well, Nims couldn't be here tonight, but
Yeah, he
look,
has this nice little defender too.
oh yeah, we got actually the camera's on that right now,
Oh.
but I'll show that in a
Yeah,
sec.
we'll show that in a second.
But
This is
look
surprising.
at this thing here. I mean, this is we already talked about this with a previous video. But what are you guys' first thoughts about this?
I love the model. Model looks cool.
But it's finally the Imperials got a turret.
The Imperials got a turret, but is that really what the Imperial players wanted?
Ah, really?
It kind of is.
6 waves ago.
Wait, no, not
Six way.
no, not six. You know what? This ship looks like it should have come out with the K-wing back in Wave 7.
Okay.
I think that the Punisher would have made more sense with the overall theme of this wave.
Okay.
But I mean, it looks interesting, and the Imperials finally get a turret. There's a new turret that comes in this pack, actually.
Yes.
And there's a new double missile.
All right. So let's get into the cards. Now, some of these cards were spoiled already, but we're gonna go over them again just for people that haven't watched the other video.
Yep.
So let's go right into the first one here. So you got Intensity, Exhausted, and then there's Intensity. So Intensity Exhausted is 2 points, an EPT slot, small ship only, dual card. At the end of the combat phase, you may spend 1 focus or evade token to flip this card.
You know who that is in the picture, Berto?
I don't know. Who?
That is Kestel.
Who?
Kestel.
Oh, is that one of the new pilots?
Yeah, that's one of the new pilots, Lieutenant Kestel.
Oh, we have to. Are you sure that's her?
Yes.
Oh, she's nice. All right. And then on the other side of that card, you have small ship only, intensity, 2 points, EPT. After you perform a boost or barrel roll action, you may assign 1 focus or evade token to your ship. If you do, flip this card. So what do you guys think about this card, Ryan?
I like it. I think a lot of people are saying Vader. Like, that's the first thing that they thought of was putting it on Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you perform 2 actions, action economy for 2 points. Not bad. And he's
Yeah,
already
'cause you-
9.
Yeah, because especially if you put X1 title on him, give him the system slot, and then give him the crit one.
Yeah.
What is that called?
The crit one. Oh, the ATC, Advanced Targeting Computer?
Yes, advanced. So you give him advanced targeting computer. So you target lock with him, and then you judge if you need to boost or barrel, because Vader Energy Upgrade just makes sense. He's PS9.
Okay.
So then I do either one of those, and then you get a focus token, and all of a sudden you're range 1 with Vader with advanced targeting computer and a focus.
Okay, and then the intensity. So at the end of the combat phase, you can spend the focus.
And you may not even use it, especially if you're running it with like a palp.
Mm-hmm.
You may not even use it, so you didn't use that focus and rinse repeat.
So the only thing that I have with this card is this. It says, okay, so after you perform a booster barrel action, so you got to do the booster barrel, you get a focus or evade token, right?
Yes.
All right, and then it says you flip this card. So now it goes to intensity exhausted, and it says at the end of the combat phase, you may spend the focus token or evade. If you spend your focus token or evade, it stays on this.
Right, but I mean, that's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
Because, especially if you're an ace style, this is really like a good card for beginner ace players because it's going to teach those newer ace players that, hey, you don't have to stick in the fight. You can go away and reposition yourself, then come back.
Okay. All right. So this is like this whole thing. I'm actually going to curious on how this is going to play out with this card, because if you say you do spend the focus token or the evade token, it's always going to say intensity exhausted. You have to spend a token in order to flip it back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So all right.
So you're looking for pilots that kind of can use that boost and barrel roll. So like off the top of my head, I'm thinking like Jake Farrell.
Yeah, but then he's not going to have a PS9 or push the limit.
What about Poe Dameron on this?
I was thinking Poe Dameron was the next one that I was going to go to.
A PS9 dancing Poe?
Yeah.
BB-8 push the limit, auto thrusters, intensity. No,
maybe R5P9.
BB-8 intensity.
Oh no, you can't do R5P9 because you have to spend the token.
Yeah, R5P. It's going to go with BB-8.
Okay, so BB-8, or if you want some regen, R2D2.
Yeah.
Okay. And if it's a BB-8, you get the free barrel roll action before you do. So okay, I see what you're doing. So keep them alive. So I've seen some people talking about Poe. What other pilots do you think in this intensity besides Vader and Poe that you might want to put this on?
The new pilot in this set is going to like it a lot.
Oh, all right. So we'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah, we'll get that in a second. Spoiler alert: she's on this card.
That's good stuff. All right, so let's go right to this thing. This is the synced turret, which is not new. I think the first article released this, and now we're seeing it here. Synced turret, 3 dice, range 1 to 2. Its attack requires a target lock to have on the ship. It says attack one ship even outside your firing arc. If the defender is inside your primary firing arc, you may re-roll a number of your attack dice up to the primary weapon value. Now, you're not spending your target lock.
No.
You're just have to have a target lock acquired. 4 points, turret slot. Ryan, what do you think on this bad boy?
Off the top of my head, it's 4 points. And, I mean, twin laser turret is so good. And it
6
comes
points,
with one. Yeah.
I could see this on a budget Ghost with fire control system.
Okay.
Especially because if you equip the Phantom, the attack shuttle, with it, you have 2 primary firing arcs.
That's pretty gross, yeah.
Oh.
But you're giving up a whole primary. You're giving up. Because you're wanting to get inside the primary arc.
Yeah, like, so. See, that's why I can't. See, even up at the circle, I haven't been able to figure out where this is supposed to go.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So, yeah, that's. I think they're just trying to give a new turret option.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of right now.
It gets around Biggs pretty well.
What do you mean by that?
So, because you have to have a target lock on the ship you're attacking.
Oh, okay.
It does get around Biggs.
So Biggs, if you guys don't know, Biggs is one you are about to attack one of the pilots. If Biggs is in your arc, you have to shoot at Biggs.
And if he's at range 1.
And he's at range 1?
Of the
ship that you're right, the other ships, right?
Yeah.
But I know they've nerfed Biggs a little bit where if you have a secondary weapon, you can't. Yeah, so this allows you, if you have a target lock and you're choosing the sync turret as your attack, you can shoot the other ship, which is nice. Okay, you don't have to shoot at Biggs.
Don't have to shoot at Biggs with this turret.
Okay, and it's shooting 3 dice, which is nice.
Yeah, it's nice, and you get free rerolls inside of it.
Right, I like that.
Which is also kind of nice. Like, it's nice. It's just TLT is just infinitely better.
Well, what about a swarm of these aggressors with sync turret and some more shenanigans? That's kind of going around Biggs too, especially if Biggs is running like a 3 or 4 ship build.
Again, I can see this with Kestel.
And that could be gross, especially if it's like a Miranda that you can just target lock and you've got 1 agility against these 3 attack dice.
Ah, okay.
That could definitely like take care of a threat that's outside of Biggs without having to worry about munitions all the time.
Okay. So there's definitely some options with Sync Turret here, but like I said, until people start playing it and see how it works and list building, I think it's definitely gonna we'll see how
it's definitely
gonna
be a sleeper right now.
All right. So let's move to was there any other I think Unguided Rockets was the other upgrade card.
I love this card.
You do?
I love this card a lot.
All right, so I'm going to let you read it off.
All right, so attack, focus, attack 1 ship. your attack dice can be modified only by spending a focus token for its standard effect. So nothing can get around it. You can't even use M9G8 to reroll.
But it does require 2 missile slots.
It requires 2 missile slots, so there's only a handful of ships that can carry this. One of which is the Punisher. I think the other of which is the TIE Bomber.
Okay.
I think the K-Wing can do it too.
The K-Wing doesn't,
has only a missile.
So it's 3 dice, range 1 to 3, 2 points. Does like you said, doesn't take the missile slot. But what I do like about this rockets here is that it's 2 points, and the best part about this is you're not discarding this card, right?
It's forever.
Forever.
The bad downside is that you can only modify by spending a focus token.
Okay.
Which is okay because you're going to be focusing anyways.
Right.
And especially if you're putting this on a bomber or on a Punisher, you're not really concerned about having that focus for defense. You have 1 and 2 defense dice.
Right. And the cool part is you don't have to spend your focus token.
No, you don't have to spend it. You
just have to have it.
Just have to have it. It's kind of like proton rockets.
It's like Deadeye in a way. You have to, have a focus token. You can launch your munitions. Ryan, what are your thoughts about this?
I like it too. I was trying to think if there was another ship other than like the Punisher and the Bomber that had 2 missile slots. I was trying to remember if like the Fire Spray had 2 missile slots. I don't think it does.
I'm going to pull it up in this app here real quick.
Actually,
yeah, off the top of my head, I do like it, and yeah, I'd love to see it on some quirky Punisher builds.
I was about to say I have a build that I'm going to go over as soon as we reveal the pilots for the Aggressor, because I think there's a really good sleeper build.
I love builds.
There's a good sleeper build with this.
Okay. All right, so the interesting thing, we'll pull this up. So Unguided Rockets.
We're trying.
So let's pull up the pilots. Let me first pull up the low pilot.
There
okay.
It is.
It's the Senor Specialist. Senor.
Signare.
All right, TIE Aggressor. The stat line is a 2 attack, 2 agility, 4 hull, 1 shield. It's got the focus, target lock, and barrel roll. 17 points. Comes with the turret and 2 missile slots. And it's a pilot skill value 2. The interesting thing on here is I'm just surprised they didn't make this a little bit more beefier. But it does stay within the whole Imperial way of light hull, light shields.
Now, Ryan, what do you know about that point cost?
What, the 17 points?
Now, how many points is a twin laser turret?
6.
So you got 23, and then you put 2 more points for a lightweight frame. 25 points.
I was going to say lightweight frame's 2 points. And
yes.
That's where you roll a defense dice. You roll your defense dice, and if there are still more hits, you roll an extra defense dice.
Yep. So that brings it up to a 3, so it makes it a little bit more beefier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, imagine this world that we have now with TLTs and Imperials and Unguided Rockets. Now, let's follow the line here.
Okay.
So you have 3 Signar. Okay.
Now, see, I got you saying it.
Signar.
Signara? No,
you have 3 Signar specialists.
Yep.
Only with TLT, no lightweight frame.
Okay.
And then you have the bomber. You put a bomber in there with Unguided Rockets. Not just any bomber. Captain Jonas.
Okay.
And now, you guys know what he does?
He allows you to increase or decrease the range of a...
No, that is... that's the other one.
Okay.
You're thinking of Reimer.
Reimer.
Jonas is the one that gives your secondary weapons.
When another friendly ship at range 1 attacks with a secondary weapon, it may re-roll the 2 attack dice.
Now all your aggressors have to do is focus because Jonas is going to give them those re-rolls.
Oh.
And then Jonas gets Unguided Rockets, so he's also still somewhat
and he's considered a friendly ship.
Yep.
Oh, no, another friendly ship.
Another friendly ship, but still, Jonas is always ever going to do is just focus.
Oh.
You run them together. Because Unguided Rockets is what, 2 points?
But you can't, with Unguided Rockets, you can't put guidance chips on it, can you?
No.
Because
it also says that that's the only way that you can modify them was with the focus and not a reroll.
Focus, no rerolls. Okay, yes. I like where your brain's going.
Yeah, so 20. And actually, you can actually put lightweight frame on these guys, actually, because I didn't know Jonas was that cheap. He's only 22. With Unguided Rockets, he's going to be 24 points.
24, yeah.
And then you have 25, 25, 25. You can put 3 of these guys kitted out with lightweight frame and twin laser turret.
Run with a 1-point bid.
Yep.
And Jonas he's around a 6, so if you actually want, you can actually put VI on him.
You can actually put VI or...
jump him to an 8.
Or you can just put... Well, hold on. Hey, look at this. Crack shot.
You can do that.
That's modifying the other dice, not yours. That's actually good. Crack shot unguided.
Oh, you're talking my language here. But the only thing, though, is... Now, okay, so if you got 3 of these PS2 specialist pilots here with twin laser turret on it, the issue is they're 4-in-1. They're full hull and 1 shield. They're not like a Y-wing.
No, they're not like a Y-wing.
So they're going to go down a lot faster.
Yeah, but they have that 3... They have 3 defense dice, Berto.
Oh, because you're running the lightweight frame.
Yeah.
Usually they have 3. Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually going to have 3, and if you want, and at that point you're like, okay, I can use my focus token because Jonas is going to give me a reroll anyways.
But still,
They're better at mitigating the damage than the Y-wing is.
They're better at mitigating the
Has
damage.
the dial been spoiled?
no, not yet.
No.
And the dial's going to be better.
The dial, I think, is going to be
than
a
the
little
Y-wing
better.
too.
I think
and
anything's
they've got a
better than
barrel roll.
The dial's going to be better just because they're a point cheaper.
Yeah, that barrel roll is going to be nasty.
Yeah.
I think anything is better than the Y-wing dial.
There's a lot. Have you? No. Hawk dial.
I mean, you're going to
that's
see.
true. That's true.
I was going to say you're going to see 4 of these things. You're going to see exactly what Blake said at first. 4 of them running around, getting a feel for it, and then they'll start putting them in.
Then Jonas.
I'm just trying. I'm still looking here at Sync Turret, and that's 21 points, and then Lightweight Frames makes it 23. So I mean, for 2 more points, you might as well just slap the twin laser turret on that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the twin
twin
laser
laser
turret
turret's
gives
the
you
better
more
way.
guaranteed damage.
All right, so up next we got the double Edge PS4. Same stat line, pretty much everything exactly the same, but it does have an EPT slot coming in at 19 points. I love the names of these pilots. Double Edge. It's like Quick Draw and all that. Double Edge, but he's a PS4, and it says his ability once per round after you perform a secondary weapon attack that does not hit, you may perform an attack with a different weapon. Blake, what's your thoughts on that? You said you didn't like this one.
I didn't like this one as much, but after we talked a little bit about it before this recording, I see the gunner effect. The only issue is you have to do it with a different weapon, which isn't terrible. I mean, Unguided Rocket's sync turret.
You might see some janky combos. You might see like Unguided Rockets with like an ion cannon, with like for some sort of control.
Okay.
Like adding some sort of control element into the Imperials other than like your Rebel Captive, because they don't have a lot, if I'm not mistaken, as far as like compared to the Rebel builds.
That's gonna be definitely interesting.
I think the biggest breaking point here is what EPT people are going to go to with him.
What's your first thoughts?
You know what I always wanted? Damn it, he doesn't have a crew slot.
Nope. He's got EPT, turret, and 2 missiles.
Rage.
Yeah, Rage actually doesn't sound too bad.
Rage, but you didn't double stress though.
You just put Inspiring Recruit on something.
I'll just next to it to get it to relieve it.
You can actually, if you really want to, you can just
do what?
You can do Captain. I love Captain Jonas.
You and your Captain Jonas.
This guy, man, he could put Tie Shuttle on Jonas and put Inspiring Recruit on.
When this comes out, you definitely have to run 3 of these with Captain Jonas, just because you said that you like that. I love
that. I'm totally thinking about buying 3 of these.
He's falling into the Imperial side, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies.
We lost another one. Ladies, he's become Imperial.
Ladies.
All right, so that was Double Edge. Let's go right to... Well, this is interesting here. So they made a non-unique number 5, Onyx Squadron.
No EPT.
No EPT. But the interesting thing is here, it's the same exact points as Double Edge, 19 points. So the only thing you get here for 19 points is you get a higher PS value, but you lose your EPT slot.
And a cool ability.
And a cool ability, exactly.
And if you're that worried about it, just pay 0 points and bump him up to a 5 with the adaptability. And boom, Double Edge is exactly like that now.
Yeah, like I don't get this one.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
You're not gonna. I would be very surprised if you ever saw this on the table.
And exactly, I was feeling the same exact way. And Ryan, what you just said, it makes exactly the same sense. If you're not going to use the EPT slot, do adaptability. It's free.
Yeah, it's free, and you get a cool ability.
And you get it exactly. All right. So the next pilot, this is the one that Blake, you were talking about.
Yeah, I've been talking about her a lot.
Lieutenant Ketzel.
Yeah, so I think off the bat, intensity is going to be actually really good on her with Sync.
Okay.
And I don't even think Sync turret.
So let me go right down the stat line. So she's a PS7, 2 attack, 2 agility, 4 hull, 1 shield, 22 points, coming in with a focus, target lock, and barrel roll, and it's also got the EPT slot. It also has a turret and double missile, and then the ability, when attacking, you may spend 1 focus token to cancel all the Fender's blank and focus results. That's brutal.
It's so good.
And I like how they made it a 7 there, so you can, if you want to jump it up to a 9 very easily, VI.
I think bumping her up to a 9, lightweight frame, and unguided rockets.
What's the turret?
Well, wait, intensity actually is good too. Because
Intensity is good.
Intensity, you can barrel roll, get a free focus, and then take a focus action. Oh, no.
No, because you don't have push.
Because you don't have that. You don't have
See,
push.
I think you're going to have some Hux shenanigans going on with Kestel here.
Oh, you really?
General Hux shenanigans.
Because you need multiple focus.
You need multiple focus to make this work.
But now, see, if you do intensity, though, you can't do VI, so she's got to stay at a 7. So
No, that's why I'm thinking people are probably going to flock to. Because I think intensity is good, but I think Ryan's saying here the VI is going to be better.
Because if you make her a 9 and she's got the barrel roll ability, and you put the unguided rockets there,
and that's 29 points if I'm not mistaken.
And then whatever turret you want to put on her.
I mean, 29 points without a turret.
attack one ship, uses a focus token. You spend the focus token, so you have a focus token for your attack here, and your attack
which
dice
is the Hux token, because they can't cancel that one.
Right. So it gives you some options, but the focus token that you want to use for her to cancel defensive dice, you got to be careful because on Guided Rockets, it says your attack dice can be modified only by spending your focus token for a focus token.
For 30 points, you could have a pilot skill 9 with homing missiles.
That actually, it doesn't sound terrible.
With the quick draw that you're seeing with homing missiles and like the Imperial Alpha list, like that's scary too.
You put one homing missiles on with guidance chips.
Well, you'd
VI.
have
That's 28 points.
28 points for that.
That's really good.
That's actually a good
it's
filler.
PS9 too. You know what? You know what? You may as well just, if you really want to, you can put Auto Blaster on her.
Yeah, if they get close.
Or I mean, you don't even need Auto Blaster. You can actually maybe get away with Dorsal Turret.
I would probably like the Auto Blaster turret.
Yeah, but I mean, look at her ability for a second.
It depends on what you're going to play with it, though. Like, if you're going to run that with General Hux, like, how many points do you have left? And at that point, you'll go from there. Like, do you need your Soontir or, like, a Whisper, and you've got just or a Quick Draw, 2 homing missiles, and a Batwing? Ugh.
That's pretty nasty. So for one set of homing missiles, and VI guidance chips 28 points with her, makes her a 9, so there's your ace. And depending on what the dial's like, and like you said, if you wanted to add some other shenanigans, that's definitely interesting.
Listen here, Imperial players. The Rebel players saying, look at General Hux. Look at him.
Look at General Hux.
Look at him. Look at his gingerness.
Imperials have, like, this thing is not getting a lot of love out there, and I think it should, because if you just can't look at it from simply unguided rockets or sync turret point of view.
No, absolutely. I agree with, I mean, homing missiles is probably the way to go. And 28 points? What other ship in an Imperial army is around that 28-point mark? There's only a couple.
Okay, so Blake loves Captain Jonas, right?
Yeah.
I like Captain Jonas.
So what about her with cluster missiles and Captain Jonas?
I approve. I approve.
I approve.
I approve. Got
All
it.
right.
There's your Hux carrier, folks. Just put him on Captain Jonas.
All right, so I'm going to pull up some of these. Now, in the actual article here, they talk about different builds here. So they have the regular Senior. I'm saying Senora.
Signore.
No, Senior Specialist, TIE Aggressor 2, PS2 with Ion Pulse Missiles, Ion Turret, and Guidance Chips. A lot of control right there.
Hello.
I mean, that's 25 points, and that's a control, yeah.
Yep, 5, 8, yep. 25 points. That's pretty nasty. All right, and imagine having a whole bunch of ships like that.
Ugh.
That's
Or
exactly.
just one.
Or
Yeah,
just
just
one.
one.
Just one in a little mini swarm.
Actually, Kestel with an Ion turret sounds actually not bad.
I'm telling you. And the way the Imperials like to skirt around the board, oh, you're close to the edge, Ion. Have a nice day.
Even
Walk up the
Rebels,
board.
even Rebel players won straight to victory.
Yes. So here's another list build option they gave. Here's the PS2 with unguided rockets, like we talked about. 2 points plus 17 is 19
Run 5 of
points. Run 5 of those bad boys. Yep. And a little mini swarm. Here's another PS2 with twin laser turret and life frame, which you talked about, Blake, in the article. And again, that's 25 points right there. That's 8 plus 17 is 25 points. You fit 4 of those bad boys on there. You're going to have a little Y-wing action for the Imperial side finally, once and for all. And I think that was it on all the pilots.
Yeah, that's it.
And then there's this one. This is Lieutenant Kestel PS7 with the Predator twin laser turret and lightweight frame. So for 28 points, you have Predator on there, basically giving you a reroll.
I mean, yeah, that's cool.
Captain Jonas is better.
Captain, yes, I agree with you. Captain Jonas is probably better, but Captain Jonas is giving you that what I call the handshakes. Where you gotta be careful with handshakes because Jonas goes down and you lose all your might. Because if I see Jonas on the board and in a little swarm, guess who I'm going for first?
Look, all you gotta do is just roll natties on Jonas. It's easy.
It's just easier said than done.
It is.
All right, so what's your final thoughts, Ryan? Let's start with you. What's your final thoughts with this build here? Because this is interesting. I know you're not an Imperial pilot, but
the build that we're looking at right there with lightweight, unguided.
No. This is just like the regular,
or just like what overall.
Just overall,
I think it's fine. I really like this ship. Imperial players have got some good stuff coming down the road, in my opinion. Okay. And this little guy, you're going to start seeing. I think you're going to see Kestel, and she's going to be scary. She's going to be like Miranda.
Okay. I think, I
think
think
just a hard hammer. You can make her a PS9 hammer for a decent price. You know, like I said, run her with quick draw, run her with like quick draw Vessery, her. Like you can play around with all kinds of ace combinations and be squirrely. You don't have to attack, in formation with Imperials usually.
No. Usually they're one-man ships, kind of. Yep, not really.
So you
formation.
can just, do the little whirlpool of death and just close in, make that kill box. They got to choose a target, and she's good. She's a juicy target, but yeah.
All right, Blake, your final thoughts?
I'm really considering buying 2 or 3 of these ships.
Because you want to run the Jonas thing.
I want to run
you?
that Jonas swarm.
You
so
better
bad.
run that Jonas thing.
I'm going to do it.
I want to buy a couple of these.
Even just for the fact that they come with twin laser turrets, which which are so.
You still don't have a K-wing.
No, but also Intensity is going to be a good card for Rebel players to mess around with, and Unguided Rockets is going to be good.
I think it's definitely just opens up the door to more, and you're seeing a lot of munitions starting to come into play here between bombs, and you're seeing a lot of Alpha Strike lists. So more and more there's munitions being
like
added.
All the munitions are coming in too. Like every single munition, I think is good right now. Missiles, torpedoes, and bombs. They are all amazing right now.
And I like that.
Yeah, because it's not just primaries anymore. It's actually a whole lot of decision making you can make.
Agreed. All right, so my final thoughts on this. I like this. Like, I'm not an Imperial player, but I like that it's giving some flexibility to the Imperial, the whole arsenal that they got.
Agreed.
It's definitely going to be interesting on what comes up and what they come out of this. The cool part is, like I said, it comes with some new cards that everybody can use. I like that. Sharing is caring. So all the factions can use these cards that's coming out, except for the lightweight frame. Lightweight frame is just for the TIE fighters only. But
wait, hold on.
What?
No, damn it.
What?
I was like, I could put that on Speen's TIE fighter. And I'm like, no, I can't.
The lightweight frame?
No, I can't because it has to be 2 agility or less.
Oh, yes.
I was about to say, yes, Speen's TIE fighter.
So you can put it on Jonas.
Yes, you can. That's where it's...
Him and Jonas, I swear. All right, so let's wrap this video, guys. You guys good?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So that was another edition of Sling Paint Gaming. Ryan, always a pleasure, but stay tuned. You're going to see more of Ryan because we're going to do some more videos tonight, knock them all out. Blake, always a pleasure for joining.
Yes, sir.
And if you guys haven't checked out the Hornet Squadron Radio, the Infidels. The Friday Night Flights starting next week, June 30th, 2017. We're going to take a lot of the Listenator challenges, just go head to head and have some fun.
I was about to say, that's how you guys can actually give us lists to fly. Go on to Sling Paint. Go search us up, Sling Paint, on Facebook. I think it's facebook.com/Sling Paint.
Yep.
And if you go in there, we have a bunch of linked groups to like whatever you want to talk about. Like we have an X-Wing group, Destiny, Imperial Assault, Armada.
Yeah, we actually moved all of our community forums to Facebook because a lot of people are on Facebook. So we're going to update our websites to actually move all our forums. So we're going to point you guys right spot where you want to put your lists.
And I think sometime within the next coming weeks, there's going to be the July Listener Challenge, which we'll be pulling from for our July Friday Night Flights.
Yes, the winner of the June Listenator Challenge had to come up with the rules for July. So that's how it works. Yeah. So every winner has to come up with their own rules and different cards, which is pretty unique because you get to fly ships that you don't normally fly, which you never see, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing. All right. So let's wrap this up. Again, if you guys like what we do, give us a like below. Always make sure you check out our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts. The links are in below. And if you guys want to help support us, there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can join Team SPG, where we send out multiple alternate art cards for both Destiny and X-Wing every month. It's a subscription. Again, the links are below. You guys can join up for that.
You get the chance to play against us, too.
Yes, on Vassal Leagues, right? We have a Team SPG Vassal Leagues. Vassal. Yes, I love that. Do they actually make video podcasts anymore, those guys? Nova Squad?
I think they're going to make a resurgence.
They are? Because I know
there
they
might be a new cast.
There's going to be like a new cast, but they're going to make a resurgence.
All right, so you can definitely support us with Team SPG. Also, check out the links to our token store down below. My wife Dee makes all those wonderful tokens, and we actually have Jim, who's makes a lot of the designs for us, so we get those stuff out. But that actually helps keep the lights on, and also you guys sharing this video out also helps us as well. Well, guys, always a pleasure, and stay tuned for more.
Thanks, Berto.
Thank you.
No, thank you guys. Bye, guys.